pretend that I don't care.
Look, I do care, but I don't care. My phone is always on me, but I'm not there. Notified, but it always coincides with something that overrides. On the grind over time, nobody gets no reply. That's bona fide, no disrespect. Screens always lighting up like a cigarette. I save my writing for the symphonette. Here's the thing.
It wasn't my fault. You're not my problem.
Look,
But you got issues.
hey.
Don't call me.
You said I should have texted you more often. If I would have wanted you to care. But can't you see that I have been busy trying to pretend that I don't care?
Why do you think this is? What you say doesn't match up with how you're leaving me on red and how you never pick up. The moment the telegrams on your phone, so you got a pretty high Candy Crush score. Boy, you're wasting your time. But let me tell you that it wasn't my fault. You're not my problem. Boy, you got issues. Don't call me.
You said I should have texted you more often. If I would have wanted you to care. But can't you see that I have been busy trying to pretend that I don't care? And you say I should have texted.
Don't hold out for a text that you'll never get. Are you bitter yet, or is it jealousy? Fundamentally, there's nothing you could thread to top my lethargy. A message in a bottle, in that bottle, in an ocean. In that ocean is no metaphor for my devotion, but I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy.
And you say I should have texted you more often. If I would have wanted you to care. But can't you see that I have been busy trying to pretend that I don't care?
Phone is always on me.
How are you doing? Welcome to another stream. I think my mic might mess up because of my recording settings. They're being recorded locally, which sometimes is not good. So I need to change that. Well, people, welcome to another stream. This time we're gonna stream about Andrew Ditch. So Andrew Ditch really does need our help. So are you gonna help him? We'll see. Smash that like button as soon as you get in here. If you don't know about Andrew Ditch, I'll give you. He's from New York State, in and around the same area as Dragon Lord Frodo. If you don't know who Dragon Lord Frodo is, well, that's a whole another story that we're gonna get into. In fact, Dragon Lord Frodo and Andrew Ditch have both collided previously, where Dragon Lord Frodo went over the advice that Andrew Ditch gave him, because Andrew Ditch is aware of Dragon Lord Frodo, and Dragon Lord Frodo is aware of Andrew Ditch. I believe there's maybe a 15 kilometer distance difference between where Andrew Ditch is and Dragon Lord Frodo is, which isn't really much. 15 to 20 kilometers. How much is that? That's like 8 to maybe like 14, 15 miles. Not that far, right? All right, people. We're gonna get into it. So, Joe, if you don't know where to watch Andrew Ditch, there's two channels: Andrew Ditch's channel and his brother Joe's channel. So Joe is somewhat active, and Andrew Ditch calls his channel Andy's Family Life Story, and he is very, very active. Do you want to interact with Andrew Ditch? Well, don't interact with Andrew Ditch. Andrew Ditch has come into my chat a few times and talked about stuff. He claims to have autism, brain damage, and other issues, but has never formally been diagnosed. He calls himself Andy. His name's Andrew, Andy. Same thing, right? Middle-aged man who frequently posts about his life on YouTube. He also wears diapers. They call him the poop squatch, even though I don't. I mean, he wears diapers, and he does post about them after they've been used. Right? He does post about them after they've been used. Let's get into this. Let me present my screen. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do that. And this is Joe. So Joe's going to be speaking about Andrew. Then after that, we're going to take a look at what Andrew's been up to on his YouTube channel.
Today is April 24th, 2024 at approximately 5:30 p.m. Recording because my brother is out of control ever since going to his doctor, not getting the diagnosis or the treatment he wanted. Out of control, especially after Pat from Horizons tried to tell my brother that schizoaffective disorder, you don't have to have delusions or hallucinations, and he disregarded that. Trying to tell him that he's mentally unstable right now, but he refuses to get out of my dad's truck, ripping up his soiled diapers and throwing it on the driver's seat.
You heard that right. So he's ripping up his soiled diapers that he wears. He's called the poop squatch for a reason. He likes to wear diapers, yes. In fact, he used to have like a diaper dump in the backyard of his house. There was actually an aerial view of that, like of like a huge pile of diapers and whatnot. But he loves wearing diapers everywhere he goes, and he also loves to show them off when they're soiled.
And now here comes North Tonawanda Police Department.
Sometimes I think his family can't really cope with his activities and attitudes and whatnot. From news stories about Andrew being charged with poisoning his family, yes, you heard that right, to taking out the batteries out of firearms. There's a lot that Andrew Ditch is up to. And his parents aren't doing well themselves. Like they can't cope. They have their own health issues.
Not good. Ever since my brother went to see his doctor and talked with Horizons Pat, he's been off the rocker, and he's trying to say that he has autism and stuff like that, but he's not listening to the doctor saying that he's trying to exclude schizoaffective disorder. But
I think I've met him before, actually. I used to work at ECMC. I think I've dealt with him a couple times.
Yeah, if you worked at ECMC, you have.
I do.
Alrighty. There's no weapons in the vehicle, is there?
No. Like I said, I was standing by that bar because I was like in. I picked it up a couple times and I felt threatened by my brother. My brother has in the past. He has in the past beat me up in the car, and I feel threatened with him.
Gotcha.
I'm going to show you what my diagnosis is. What he just said is a
Hey, man,
false statement.
do you mind just sitting in the car and I'll come talk to you in a second?
Well, I'm the complainant here. I called. He hit me.
But
He's
I called
harassing me,
too.
and he likes to have control, and I do not feel safe with my brother.
Yikes.
He hit me.
597. Alright. You want to take a seat in the vehicle then? We'll just get you guys separated and
I
we'll
like
talk to
him
you.
arrested.
I can't
He hit me
sit
and
there
likes
because
to
he
harass
threw
me.
his soiled diapers on the driver's seat.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the reasons my dad actually doesn't want him in the vehicle.
Oh, so it's not your vehicle, it's your father's?
Right, because my dad's
Gotcha.
actually over there, and I had to take
Hey,
him
my
to his
brother
appointment
made his
in
last
Buffalo.
He doesn't like hearing
So,
my doctor say my diagnosis.
Why are you guys here today?
Can you imagine the amount of cop calls? There have been dozens upon dozens upon dozens of cop calls about Andrew Ditch. And to those calls on a weekly, sometimes daily basis, and then to have to go back and live with them. Isn't that crazy?
Well,
I
my
just
dad's
said,
in the rehab.
get it out.
I went to bring up
recording
clothes.
what's
I
in it.
actually offered my brother to take him home before
Be
coming
listening
here,
because
but
now
he
you're not listening
refused.
to my complaints
Um,
and
so
my issues while you're here.
why don't we talk down
I
here?
just
a little
said,
bit?
Yeah, good idea.
If you want more about the Andrew Ditch incident with poisoning his family, it was all about him spiking his family's food with laxative and drinks with Epsom salts. He did get charged for that. It happened back, I think it happened on October 20th, I believe, or it started on October 20th back in 2019. So that's about 4.5 years ago. He did get arraigned and he was placed in custody on a 5K bail. He has a lot of mental health issues that he's got to deal with. He tries to use the internet as an outlet, but sometimes that just doesn't go well.
So your dad's here and
Yeah,
you're visiting.
right.
You brought him here to
Right.
see your dad.
To see my dad, and
Okay.
then he just went on about his problems that my dad don't want to hear about right now. And my dad actually told me to, it's best for me to leave because I want to spend a little bit more time with him.
Yeah.
He started going reminiscence about his problems, his medical issues, right in front of his
Well, you guys are here
his
for your
partner.
dad, right?
I'm here for my dad, and he has a
Yeah.
roommate, and my dad doesn't want anyone else knowing about our ordeal and trying to get him to leave. And he did comply eventually, but he was so loud in the hallway, and then when I started getting in the truck, he started screaming at me, and I had flashbacks of when I was younger with him when he like beat me up, so I kind of like gave him a little like,
love tap to the arm, right?
little love tap to the arm. Okay. But nothing realistic. And then he got out originally, was walking away,
Yeah.
and then he came back.
Okay. Probably realized he needs to ride home.
I think he just wanted to attach me, and he came back and he started screaming and yelling again. So I decided to, you know what, because I told him to get out because he's not mentally stable, and that's what I was trying to tell him. But he would refuse to listen.
Did he
So I
make
got
any
out.
statements about anything? Like what's his ordeal right now? Kind of what seems to be what he's super upset about.
He's trying to convince everyone that he has autism.
Okay.
He's not accepting the diagnosis that Dr. Santa Maria and Horizons have given him,
Right.
which is schizoaffective disorder. He's trying to talk to Pat at Horizons to get
American Girl.
reevaluated, and Pat was like, "What do you want us to do with reevaluation?"
Yeah.
And he's trying to say, "Well, I don't have hallucinations or delusions," and Pat said, "Well, that's not necessarily part of the schizoaffective disorder, because rapid mood changes. Like he was fine this morning, and like uncoordinated speech.
Yeah. Not everyone's the same, right?
Right. And there's multiple areas for schizoaffective disorder, not just hallucinations.
So ultimately, kind of, what do you think would be best in the situation? How could we help you out today?
I think he should find his own way home.
Okay.
And he should clean up my dad's truck.
All right.
Well, someone's got to take those shitty diapers off the seat. I wonder if he smeared poop on the seats. I wonder if it's leather. Is it leather or is it cloth?
So, all right, we'll talk to him. You just want to stay over here, and we'll try and figure everything out. All right.
Alrighty, thank you.
Sounds good. Do you know if he has money and stuff to like buy a bus ride or anything like that?
No.
Okay. All right, we'll figure it out.
I mean, so even if it's one of you guys taking him home, I feel.
I think. Oh, where do you guys live?
We live in the city of Tonawanda, right by Mississippi Muds.
Oh, not far away at all. Okay. Yeah, we'll figure something out. All right.
Alrighty, thank you.
Can you believe his own brother has to be streaming about him and put these up as a record because of the bullshit that happens? Oh, by the way, Mississippi Muds is a hamburger restaurant in North Tonawanda. It seems like it's pretty good. I mean, I'm looking at it right now, and they look like they serve some really good burgers over there. Maybe I'll go there one day. Who knows? But Mississippi Muds seems to be a place where a lot of people freaking go to. Like it looks busy as hell. Plus, it has like a lot of outdoor space, a lot of patio space, a lot of good stuff going on there.
I gotta go with it. I can't help it. I can't give him any rides anymore.
And it's right by the
I
river,
gotta
so
avoid
you
it for
can
my
look at the
sake and
river.
his sake. I can't help him. I gotta avoid this for my sake and his sake. We don't get along. So I can't give him my brother any more rides.
Hey, Edna, what's up?
I can't help him.
Hopefully everybody's doing good. Oh, we're back to Andrew Ditch. I have made Andrew Ditch videos in the past, but it's been quite a while. And now we've come full circle back to this. You're new to this? Yeah, but he's around. Andrew Ditch used to come in my streams every once in a while, especially if I talked about Dragon Lord Frodo, since they're really not that far away. So cops are constantly being called. We're gonna watch another video. I gotta put a trigger warning on this because the bed is a bit messy. The place is a bit messy. He lives in Mississippi. No, he lives in North Tonawanda, New York. So not that far from Dragon Lord Frodo, just north of DLF. He described the place as Mississippi Muds because that's an actual restaurant. The restaurant's called Mississippi Muds, and it's pretty well known because it's right by the river. And you can eat, and it has a really nice patio right by the Nag River. There's Andrew with his headphones. Is that a teddy bear? How you doing, Marie? You notice how his brother stays far the hell away from him? I guess he's done. But how the hell is he supposed to be getting to his appointments then? Your brother has health issues. Schizoaffective. All right, so that's it. Let me check out what Andrew has his own channel. He's super active on there. So let me check that out. Give me a second here. I should have had it already up, but for some reason I've been going through a lot of stuff. A lot of files. So let me pull it up. I want to check one specific video where he shows his sores from his diaper rashes. He's actually done this lots of times, and it's bad. It's really, really bad. Yeah, this one. This is the one that I want to show. Like the rashing and the scarring of his skin because like what seems to be a fetish for wearing diapers and soiling the diapers and then staying inside soiled diapers. Okay. Trigger warning once again. I don't know what he's gonna show. Sometimes he shows a lot of his personal stuff. So let's go.
Okay, YouTubers, Andy Ditch here. So, if you force me to be independent, I will keep up on my hygiene very well. You force me to take my medicines, I will do it on my own. You force me to cook and clean and take care of myself, I'll do it on my own. Isn't that what it says? Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Let me pause this for a second. These are the places that I lived.
Jesus, really? He's just okay. I thought he had the
Parents'
addresses.
house, CPC parents' house, Connor's, home, Briarland, an apartment but only at nighttime, jail, parents' house, jail, parents' house, jail, Hotel 1,
So be free.
ECMC, Hotel 1. This is the same hotel. This is the University Manor. Sisters, University Manor, Buffalo General, Sisters, because I was sent back and forth between DSS and hospitals.
Yo, this is detailed because he was in jail in 2019 for poisoning his family. So Marie, he is a person who believes he has autism. He's actually schizoaffective, and he keeps repeatedly wanting to have a diagnosis of autism. He's a middle-aged man from North Tonawanda that lives with his parents and his brother, and they can barely cope with his fetishes and his outbursts and behavior. He loves to wear diapers to the point where he poops in them and then will show them off to his audience. And he's extremely active on his YouTube channel. Like he'll go through YouTube channels, but not as often as Daniel Larson, but often enough. Furthermore, all in any claims made by Andrew Ditch, please take them with a grain of salt because he's an extremely unreliable source for reality. He is also known to exploit police resources because he keeps calling the cops on anybody and everybody, including himself. And he also likes to throw away a lot of items given to him by the government, such as medication and diapers. So that is the gist of what Andrew Ditch is about. He will show his stuff. But in 2019, he seems to have been going between jail, parents' house, jail, hotel, ECMC, Hotel 1, Sisters, Hotel 1, Buffalo General, Sisters, Hotel 2, Niagara Falls Hospital, Hotel 3, KMH. Is that another hospital? Hotel 3, ECMC. If you don't know what ECMC is, I'm familiar with Buffalo area, but ECMC is Erie County Medical Center. So that is a medical facility located in Buffalo, New York. If you're in and around Tonawanda, North Tonawanda, Buffalo, you know what ECMC is. And your ditch is going to end up in a ditch. It's possible. I mean, a lot of people with health issues that's schizoaffective can and will create a lot of issues for themselves and can end up being unalived. What can I tell you?
Hotel number 2, this was at the Scottish Manor. Niagara Falls Memorial, Hotel 3, Come and Mercy. This was the Knights Inn, that is the Hotel 3. ECMC, back home, to jail. Hotel number 4, Parents' House, Community Missions. And then a 5th hotel, then I had 1 to 5 more hotels that I slept in, multiple ER visits.
Buffalo seems to attract people. Buffalo was once
And
touted as
constant in and out of that, and then back at my mom's house.
Buffalo was touted as one of the best and emerging cities in the USA. It was in line with Chicago and New York City. Remember, Buffalo was the first city. It's called the City of Light for a reason. The first city to be illuminated with light through hydroelectric power.
Here, I went from commissions to 7 ERs to ECMC to home to 1 night in jail and 15 days on the streets with 30 different ER visits. Hotel 1, Hotel 2, Hotel 4, COVID shelter. How can you sit here and say that I could take care of myself if I'm forced to do so?
Oh, you watch Pamper Chew?
You can't say that. I'm not
Speaking of Chew, yeah, I haven't done a Tofia Chew video in a while. Like, she's still doing her thing on TikTok.
independent. I'm not capable of doing it. 2021, Miller Fillmore Sisters, and then 5 days in Niagara Falls Hotel, a budget inn, parents' house. Um, then I went running away to Erie, PA one night, got sent back to parents' house, went to Strong Memorial.
I remember that. I remember that. That's when I started covering him with a whole Erie, PA incident where he loves to run away from home. And then you got to go and find him, and then he'll be crying that he doesn't want to go back home. But then he will end up at home either directly or indirectly, because once again he goes to different medical facilities. If you look at all the hospitals that's there, ECMC, Niagara Falls Hospital, Millard Fillmore Hospital, KMH, many hospitals, but he loves running away to Pennsylvania.
2002 started off with Strong Memorial.
He actually believes there's better services in Pennsylvania for his afflictions, especially his so-called autism, which the doctor repeatedly says he doesn't have autism, he has schizoaffective disorder, but he doesn't like that diagnosis. He wants an autism diagnosis.
Parents' house to Pittsburgh, in and out of hospitals, and the Hilltop Inn, paid by my parents, and also paid for by DSS. Back to parents' house, paid by DSS. 3 different hospitals and Syracuse, and went back to my parents' house. Looks independent, doesn't it?
Why do his parents keep taking him back? I don't know what the true reason is. But he does get financial support. Maybe it trickles down to them because they also aren't in the best shape physically and mentally, and they can't cope with them. So maybe they get some help by way of Andrew Ditch as well, plus their benefits for themselves.
What happened here is I went to Strong Memorial. I got forced back by an ambulance. I went to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Forced back by a taxi paid by Adult Protective Services. I go to Syracuse, paid for a bus back to Buffalo by Adult Protective Services. And I've been at my parents' house ever since then.
Can I hear that again? I'm sorry.
That doesn't.
So, Adult Protective Services literally paid for a taxi from Erie to Buffalo. How much money was that?
To Strong Memorial, I got forced back by an ambulance. I
Nearly
went to
100
Pittsburgh,
miles.
Pennsylvania. Forced back by a taxi paid by Adult Protective Services. I go to Syracuse, paid for a bus back to Buffalo by Adult Protective Services.
Holy shit, he's wasting
And
resources.
I've been at my parents' house ever since then.
Can you imagine paying for a taxi for over 100 miles and then paying for it again because somebody wants to run away and going to Syracuse, New York? For what? What's he going to Syracuse, New York for? Wasn't DLF friends with this one? Knew him from jail or something, maybe? Andrew Ditch lives in North Tonawanda. Dragon Lord Frodo lives in Buffalo, like Buffalo Center. So it's about, I don't know, like a 20-mile or so difference. They know of each other, but they aren't friends. In fact, Dragon Lord Frodo made a stream saying and talking about Andrew Ditch saying to stay away from him because he doesn't want to associate with Andrew Ditch because he finds Andrew Ditch super weird. And that's coming from Dragon Lord Frodo. So think about that for a second.
That doesn't sound like I'm independent, does it? Hey, stop, Tucker. So this doesn't look like I'm able to live on my own, does it? If I couldn't live on my own and I couldn't take care of the apartment, I guess I'm not independent. Let me let him out. He's hurt.
Man, this
Yeah,
is,
so this doesn't look.
to be honest with you, this is super detailed. Like, look at all the details that he has about his life story. What am I doing over here? I am doing a Andrew Ditch stream, Egitos. Why you miss me?
Like I could live on my own, right? Well, let's take a look at this skin infection again.
Oh man, please
Okay,
don't. Trigger warning with these. That's from his
let's
diapers.
just take a look at this versus the places where I lived. So I want to put this side by side.
Yeah, I did, Marie. I did watch those videos. We went over those videos. We did a 3-part series. My part 2 of that series has actually been taken down by YouTube because of the what DLF was doing, banging his a cup against his head. But yeah, when he went to the hotel for 2 weeks because his apartment was being renovated was a, how do I put it, eye-opening experience for him. But he actually did talk about that about a week ago again, about the renovation, and the only time he's been in a hotel is those 2 weeks. I thought Mama Scrunch would kind of take him out as well, because she gets free hotel stays due to her gambling. Oh, you watch them. Okay, gotcha.
See how I had the apartment.
Yeah, his head with the stainless steel Yeti. I'm like, he had everything given to him. He got, how much money, what did he get again, Marie? For 2 weeks, he got, was it like hundreds of dollars, maybe 400, maybe 800 in a week, something crazy amount like that. Plus, he got a newly renovated apartment in a nice area. Like, there was no reason for him to be doing what he's doing. But then again, people like DLF and Andrew Ditch don't like unfamiliarity. They like to be around places they're familiar with. They like to know, what's going to happen if they go outside or what it looks like, the smells they might encounter, stuff like that. And DLF just freaked out because he wasn't sure what was going to happen. And when he's not sure what's going to happen, it's like that sensory and social thing where you get and you can fly into a rage, right? Gotcha. It was 800 a week? Something silly like that. I can't remember. It's been like 2 years.
That was paid by DSS in my income. Got evicted because I couldn't maintain it, right? Had this here, right? The skin infection started in jail, right? This here got worse because they put me on an antibiotic. This started because of jail. I wasn't given the right diapers. So jail caused that. The medical staff at jail caused that because of my incontinent issue was not being maintained or managed. That's medical malpractice.
I thought you said Eggy Marie just pooping in and out, which, I mean, it is an Andrew Ditch stream after all.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's caused by jail. Erie County Holding Center, ECMC.
Yes, another commonality between Dragon Lord Frodo and Andrew Ditch, which, I mean, we can have a conversation about this, is the jail thing. A lot of people are like, well, Andrew Ditch shouldn't need jail because he's just mentally ill, which you do have a completely valid point. Like the way how society, like North America, punishes people with mental illness, a lot of people have a lot of issues with that because they are saying people with mental illnesses need treatment, not jail time, because jail time actually worsens their mental health, which is once again completely valid. So you're saying it was $800 for 2 weeks, but he took his back instead of Bank of America. Yeah, exactly. I remember that. I remember his check wasn't cashing in time and it was freaking. Beatus Beauty, how's it going? What's up?
But I'm independent, right? Okay. So I got an antibiotic. They took me. I couldn't take the antibiotic on my own. Okay. They took me off antibiotic because I no longer had the MRSA. Number two, it was still like this.
Are you
And then
kidding? Well, that makes a lot of sense. If you have your own shit smeared on your body for hours or even days on end, of course you're gonna get MRSA. No shit, you're gonna get MRSA, which is MRSA, methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. MRSA, a common enough infection. So, once again, if you don't know, Andrew Ditch likes to wear diapers. He likes certain types of diapers, which are typically the expensive ones, where he has this fetish. He wears them, he shits in them. He likes to sit and sleep and eat in his own shitty diaper, and then he might show them to you. And then he gets these MRSA infections, and his skin gets really bad and scarred because he stays in shit-filled diapers.
developed MRSA again. They put me on antibiotic, and then I couldn't take it. And then they took me off and put me on a different antibiotic. And then I would, for example, let's start off with this here. So,
What part of the body is that? That's the side of his stomach. I know it looks kind of weird, but he sometimes wear his diapers really, really high. So yeah, it can look like anything, but that's his stomach area where feces kind of lays there for hours against his skin, and then he develops infections.
the second time in jail, got the antibiotic, right? Went to Hotel 1 with the antibiotic, right? Hotel 1, I got the antibiotic 4 times a day. I couldn't take it. So when I went to ECMC, they put me on a different antibiotic. I got discharged, went back to hotel. I had trouble taking it. Went to Sisters, they put me on a different antibiotic. Went back to the hotel, couldn't manage it. Went back to DSS to renew it, sent to Buffalo General, back to Sisters. Hotel number 2, I got different antibiotics throughout this entire time. I don't know.
I'm so sorry to hear, Marie. That is very unfortunate. I mean, positive vibes to you. My condolences. Andrew Ditch with the MRSA and antibiotics. You cannot believe and trust that Andrew Ditch is going to take his meds properly. The way what he's saying right now about him not handling taking his medications is completely 100% true. He cannot take his medications on time. He'll forget them. He'll throw them out because he's done that numerous amount of times, and he will continue to do that. Like, he is a pain to the system.
Off, couldn't take them properly. That's why this became resistant to antibiotics. You can't fucking make that up. I can't take my medications because I have a hard time with time management. I have a hard time remembering to take it. I can't not answer a phone call or text message or an alarm. So how can I be able to remember to take my medicines by setting an alarm on my phone? I can't. I don't know how to. I was not getting help with my hygiene. Then this became a huge infection. It started having fungal infection issues.
Ew.
My diabetes was
OMG.
uncontrolled, so they had to give me a steroid. This is how this got treated. Look, 2019 I had that issue. In 2022 is when it got better.
He is a burden, unfortunately.
Why?
I
Strong.
think the best thing for him is to be in a care home where he has people that watch over him, like takes care of his finances so he can eat properly, makes his meals, takes him to his appointments. They can handle his outbursts, because that's another thing, is the outburst that he has, which is a regular issue. If you've noticed, he likes to wear headphones over his ears because he says he can't handle the noises, sometimes the high pitched or loud noises that will suddenly happen, especially when you're living in a city.
Memorial Hospital put me on prednisone to help with the infection. The prednisone increased my blood sugar, so they had to really give me a lot of insulin during that time I was on the prednisone. Hmm. Two, they gave me a IV antibiotic that was very strong that took care of it. They also gave me an antifungal powder. I had my diabetes that was fed off from the infection that got worse. They had to put me on prednisone, which increases blood sugar, because of the infection. They needed to take it down, the inflammation. I don't know why they put me on prednisone for that, but they increased it as they tried also treating my back issue. Okay, but they could not manage this infection. They had to do that with the prednisone, with increasing the diabetes medicine, the IV antibiotic, and the fungal powder.
Facts, Marie.
Not one hospital, doctor, or professional did that for me in Buffalo.
What's up,
I did
Debs?
not get help from a hospital in Buffalo like I got from Strong Memorial Medical Center.
Is that in Pennsylvania? Let me check
That
where's
took a
Strong
year
Memorial.
to get rid of. And you know something? Erie County Medical Center refused me medical attention because I needed to have this surgery removed. Well, I
Are you kidding me? All right, so Strong Memorial is actually in Rochester, New York. So for some reason, he was in Rochester, New York, getting medical care.
found out this did not need to be surgically removed. But Strong Memorial Medical Center is who helped me with that. You know what else? What else they helped me with at Strong Memorial Medical Center? To evaluate me thoroughly with what causing my behavior issues. That's one of my first full blown assessments to recognize that my communication problem is causing my behavioral issues.
Who
Gotta
is this
find that real
human?
quick. Hang on.
This is Andrew Ditch. He's from North Tonawanda, New York area, and he claims to have autism. He wants to have autism, but what he really does have is schizoaffective disorder. He likes to wear diapers, especially the expensive ones, which he gets off of the system, the healthcare system in his area for free, and he typically will waste these diapers. Does he need these diapers? No. Does he want these diapers? Yes, because he has a fetish for wearing diapers and shitting in diapers and showing those shitty diapers to people, laying in said shitty diapers to the point where he gets these skin rashes and infections. And then he wants to blame the medical care system for what he's doing. So this is Andrew Ditch. He's called the Poop Squatch if you Google him on YouTube. Yes, it's the MRSA
Okay, I think this is the report.
with his methicillin
Yes.
resistant.
Yeah, the communication problem, overstimulation, the autism, the cognitive issues is what caused my behavior issues. Okay, yeah, mental health therapists before this and after this also captured it. But this is the problem I'm having. They put a social story together. You know, a social story so you guys can see what is a social story. This would be a social story. They put something very similar, but it was a full page of it, one picture, color, and then the next, and then the next. It was step by step instructions to help me with what to expect with my discharge, help me understand it, help me with what I could do, different choices, things
Expedus.
I could do, how to get the help I need at home, what the kind of doctors I need to go see. Guess what? You now have my discharge plan for why I'm asking for these accommodations, and this shows if I can't regulate my emotions
Where do I find these people? Actually, Andrew Ditch found me. He used to come into my chats and talk and do all sorts of stuff. He's frequently online.
and I can't communicate and I can't interact with people, I headbang a lot. I guess it's not appropriate for me to be alone and just like a little child. And you know what? I'm okay with that because I have a disability. I'm a person. I'm a human being. And I have every right to be treated with like a human being, like anybody else.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
difference is I need somebody to take care of me, to provide me comfort, to provide me, you know, treat me like I'm a human being, like I'm belong in society with respect, to be cared
We
for,
did beat us.
and to provide me assistance with my everyday life. I don't get to choose to be in diapers, to need somebody to wash my butt for me, to get dressed, to have trouble communicating, to regulate my emotions, or not be able to make up my own decisions or planning my day. I don't think it is appropriate for a professional to say, oh, here's some Tylenol, Andy. Go take your Tylenol.
Kind of
Go
like
take your
Amberlane.
Tylenol. Oops, that
Yep.
was my GI bleed. Sorry.
Ew. OMG. I didn't really get to see much of that, nor did I want to see that. He had a GI bleed, so he took a photo and kept it on his. I guess this is his laptop.
If I can't take my Tylenol on my own without assistance, how can I be safe taking this medicine? I can't. I can't. If I get a GI bleed because I take ibuprofen for my pain that I'm in, how can I be safe in managing my own care?
Then is he? He's taking too much. Then if he's taking that much, and he actually did get a GI bleed, because once again, take what he says with a grain of salt. You really have to. You can't just fully believe what he's saying. But if that is actually true, then um somebody really needs to take care of this man's medication regimen.
If I can't test my own blood sugar, how can I be able to be safe without assistance? I guess you are getting my point. I never could live on my own. And therefore, this now says
He is
you
Debs.
seem to think that I can live on my own, but I just proved you wrong. I just proved you wrong again. And I have more information to show you that I could never live on my own. And even when I tried living in an apartment or the hotels I'm at, I could not manage it, could not take care of it. And we're going to show you something that I going to show you that you're going to see that you're going to be like, wow.
Honestly, Marie, I think he's overqualified for that stuff. He could get free assisted living at any moment. I don't know why he hasn't done that because he keeps going home. I think maybe it's a familiarity thing. Because to be honest with you, he does have a lot of problems, a lot of issues. There's tons of doctors' notes and records on him that he would easily qualify for being in a 24/7 facility.
I never knew that was a problem for you, Andy. I never knew you could live on your own or couldn't. And let me show you this. Because this is proof. Right here. This says I need help following rules, I have sensory issues, I have medical needs, and I could not take care of myself. I'm denied a cold blue shelter, because of my disability, and I was sent to the hospital. Well, that hospital was Kemmer Mercy, who discharges me. And
is he more of a scav? He's genuine, Debs.
Here is that discharge. Unsafe discharge to streets. Well, people, the hospital put me in danger. And guess what? I cannot take care of myself. I just proved to you malpractice. I just showed you medical mistakes, endangerment, and basically all kinds of medical issues and behavior issues that I can't manage. I guess I do qualify for PWD services if I never could do this stuff on my own.
Your officer, right?
And this is the problem. I got more proof. This was the time at B Cozy, the hotel in North Tonawanda. This does not look like somebody who's capable of living independently.
Think so?
Because I know it's not. You know why it's not? Okay.
Ew.
First of all,
I don't even want to see that. That is nasty. I gotta blur that out. We don't want to see your crap trails, okay? How do I put this? Andrew Ditch has been around for a while. Oh boy, I gotta blur that out for sure. I gotta remember that as well. No one wants to see that nastiness, Andrew. Let me go forward a little bit. Because that is disgusting. Trigger warning, people, don't be eating your breakfast right now.
The poop in the toilet is not my fault. I didn't have anything to clean it with. But the problem is, people, even with that, something I can do, I could not do because I didn't have anything to clean it with.
Then
This
get some
does
cleaning
not
stuff.
look like somebody who is fit to live in the community without assistance.
And he knows that.
That's blood. I
Is that
could
really
not
blood?
manage it on my own. That's
That looks more like blood and crap to me, but he's saying it's blood.
skin infection made blood and pus and stink everywhere. But yeah, you guys sit here and say, I don't need any help? How can you say that about me? How can you say I don't need any help? This is a trip hazard. This is a hotel room. I can't manage myself. I mean, I'm giving you guys everything you need to know to
Wait a second. So if this is the hotel room, then why does he keep running away? If he knows and understands, he's capable of understanding a few things or many things, most things I would say, or all things. Sometimes I do think he is extremely capable in many ways, especially with that detailed report of his life on a yearly basis of where he's been. If he knows and understands this, then why would he constantly be leaving his place and then getting into situations where he doesn't have anything to clean with, and then adult protective services has to get him a cab from Erie, Pennsylvania back to North Tonawanda, which is over 100 miles. Like, that's a lot of money to have a cab come and pick him up and do that. Then they did that at Billy from Rochester. His arms work. He can clean that up exactly. If he can put it down, if he can put diapers on, if he can go away and, buy bottles of water and juice and drink and food, he can do something. Exactly, Debs.
So I have a developmental disability. I can't help it. It's not my fault. I don't just choose to be this way. But some people seem to think that I choose to be this way. And I don't. And I don't understand why somebody would think that. Why somebody would think it's fun to be in a diaper. And why somebody would refuse to help me. I don't get it. Here it says, oh, I have all these autism symptoms, right? But they say I have eye contact in here somewhere. They talk about how it's not clinically necessary for me. They say I can take care of myself. It's not schizophrenia, not bipolar, not malingering, not inability to take care of myself, but it's autism. It's significant autism, but yet I play off my symptoms. We're gonna get to some of this in a second. In another video we're gonna share with you in a second. Have a good one.
All right, I'm gonna take a look at Andrew Ditch's cooking because he has made a flurry of these videos within the past couple of hours and hours and hours of these videos. So let me check out I Can Cook with Help and Supervision, and then after that we're gonna check out his teddy bear video. Once again, trigger warning, I haven't looked at these ahead of time, so anything can happen.
Hey YouTube, Andy Ditch here. So here is a video of a few other things that are faults on this. It says can use a stovetop and oven and microwave. Can cook chili, make a sandwich, cook eggs, make chicken. Well, let's visit that. So here is something. I don't know
So
what
he
this
made that.
is. Don't ask me
It
what
looks
this
like eggs,
was.
cheese with bacon with vegetables.
But this
Sliced up.
was something that my dad had helped me cook.
Okay.
My dad helped me cook this. And that's one of the things that I had help cooking. Okay. Dad helped me cook this too. This is scrambled eggs. I
No
saw
problem,
Dad put
Debs.
spin.
Congrats on your daughter having a son, which is your grandson. That's amazing. So yeah, anytime, be safe out there and, take care of yourself, Debs, if you gotta leave. But congratulations.
I saw Dad put spinach in his scrambled eggs. I wanted to try it that way. Dad helped me cook it. Here is, I don't know if this is grilled cheese or what, but this is a sandwich that I had helped to cook. Here's another scrambled egg dish that I did with the help of my father.
It is a lot of eggs.
This looks very independent, doesn't it?
It does.
I had somebody to watch me cook because it was not safe for me. I had help breaking the eggs. I had help cooking it. I'm not lying about that. Here's a hamburger. that I had Dad help me cook. By the way, Dad made this, and I just put, I think, steak sauce on it.
I was about to say that. That looks like
So it
steak
is
sauce.
not safe for me to cook, and that's why I have other people help me. It does not mean I can't do it on my own. It just means I need assistance. I need assistance for my safety. Okay, here's a microwave dinner that I made with the help of my dad and mom and brother, for that matter. Here's a dinner that, okay, I don't know if my dad made this or not.
All right, so with help, he can pretty much make something. Might not seem that great, but it seems as though with assistance he can do it. I wonder how it tastes though. Not that I really exactly want to try. Let's take a look at his teddy bear. So his teddy bear is a medical device. So this is the teddy bear we saw in that video from his brother Joe from a couple days ago. Let's see what he has to say.
Hi YouTube, I'm Andy Ditch here. This video is going to show you that there's no recording device, there's no threat, there's no weapon, there's no biological issues with my medical device. This is a medical device that is recognized by the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Centers of Human and Health Services, which is a federal government organization that recognizes this as a medical device for a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder that I am medically diagnosed with having. I'm not self-diagnosing myself with autism. I have it. I'm medically diagnosed. We don't have to go into whether I'm right about it or wrong, or whether the doctors who diagnosed me with it are right or wrong. I'm diagnosed.
Damn, look at the front of his house. It is cluttered. This is why I say his family needs a lot of help because there's way too much cluttering. But then again, I'm not sure about the brother Joe if he works or not, but the parents definitely don't work. That's his Porsche, Marie.
This
Look at that.
is the one I got after Erie County Medical Center threw out my weighted stuffed animal and would not return it to me in that June of 2022 visit. I believe it was 2022. Okay. It came without an eye. I could not stand it without an eye. I'm very literal, very autistic because dogs have two eyes.
But that's a bear.
Okay. I can't stand it being different. I don't know why. I just am like that. I'm very literal minded. I'm inflexible. It's part of my autism. It's another example for why I have autism. So my dad got me another one because he's responsible for my money. So I get another one. And what happens? My dog Chewy chews the ear. So I wanted another one. My dad said no, and I got really upset about it because he got me one with a out eye. He replaced that one, and I am
So why doesn't somebody just use their sewing skills and sew an eye on the teddy bear without the left eye?
like, it's not the same. It's
Not that
different now.
hard.
Okay, I'm so inflexible in my thinking. I was on the phone at the time my dog chewed it and how upset and wanting a new one
Could even use
with
glue.
my friend Doug Usiak. Doug said to me, "Hey, Andy, you have autism and you're different from everybody else with autism or without autism, right? Well, so is your dog different with being without an ear. He's disabled without having an ear. He's like Andy with autism." that got me to accept this being different. Thank you, Doug. And that's also the issue being with this. So I'm going to put the one over here. By the way, I only have one weight. The reason why I only have one weight for is because the one that I got replaced, this is what happens when you buy things on Amazon. You get things that
Can somebody what's the point of the flat beer? Is it because you can sleep on it? Is that why it's not stuffed except for the head?
are returned and maybe defective and whatever else, right? So this is so the one without the eye I got after ECMC bullshit, right? Their abuse and mistreatment, medical neglect because they want to help me my diapers. They want to give me a diaper. I kept wetting through it. I pooped myself, and they want to put help me with a dry bed, right? So there's that, right? Has the missing eye, right? So I had to get this one here when Dad got me this one here. The weight that you're gonna see in a minute, one of the tie down things had ripped. So I had to
Okay, so we're seeing his beer. I think I'm gonna go forward a little bit. Is there anything else he talks about? Let me go here. Then after that, we're gonna take a look at some very old school Andrew Ditch clips that are, I know, disturbing.
so I'm getting a little frustrated here. So I'm not going to finish this conversation with you entirely, but here's another point. You can have auditory processing issues and not have a receptive language disorder. I get that, but
Seems
I have
pretty
both.
smart a lot of times.
And having the expressive receptive language disorder, the difficulty regulating my emotions because the difficulty of how I organize my thoughts. Hang on, let me just give you another example. Autism and language disorders have no correlationship with one another. Okay? You can have a language disorder and you can have autism without a language disorder. Okay?
Gotcha, Andrew. Gotcha.
The point is, there's no need or requirement or set disability of language function to have autism. It's the shared use and understanding of the use of language.
All right. Who's okay? Wait a second. Give me a second here. There's something else I gotta show. So, like I said, Joe has been doing this thing where he makes videos about Andrew, just in case shit pops off. But Andrew has been considerably sabotaging his family, such as taking the batteries out of the fire alarms, putting Epsom salts or laxatives in their food. What else has he been doing to the home to try and mess things up? But that is scary, especially a home that is extremely cluttered with highly flammable things. It's super scary that he's doing this and he's recording it and saying it on YouTube.
To be removed.
So your plan is to get the cops back over here.
Because I want my diapers to be removed.
Jeez.
I don't want my diapers.
Maybe they should arrest you for
No,
calling
because
unnecessarily.
Dad, I don't want my diapers. I want to make you and Dad happy.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go again. So the setup here is that he threw his diapers out in the garbage. And what happened is that the dad and the brother Joe took the diapers and wipes out of the garbage because he's consistently wasting taxpayer dollars by putting clean, good diapers and wipes in the garbage.
I want to make Dad and you happy. I threw away all my pills for you. I was allowed to do that. Hi, Andy Ditch calling. Can I please have my father arrested? He's refusing to allow me to throw out my diapers. I was allowed to throw out my medication, so Officer Butcher said so. I'm not allowed to throw out my diapers. Officer Butcher's also.
What a waste.
Yeah, I would like to have a different officer. Officer Butcher also.
I can only send the officer that is assigned to your area.
Well, I also went out of Dad's house. I have a right to throw out my diapers. I have a right to throw out my medications. I was allowed to throw out my medications pill by pill, but I'm not allowed to throw out my diapers because you guys are depriving me of my civil rights. I'm sorry, I asked for a shelter. Yeah, I also asked to have my brother Michael Ditch arrested because that's what Dad has said. I'm sexually abused. I'm not autistic. I want to have my brother arrested. I want out of Dad's house. I don't want my diapers. 3 things. I want to file charges against sexual abuse on my brother Michael. I would keep calling every night.
Andy, I'm gonna set it up so you can talk to the.
Do you hear how they're extremely familiar with him, calling him Andy with such conviction because they're very aware of who he is, because this is like daily phone calls to the police. Cops are consistently showing up to his house.
All of that, okay?
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.
He says that beat is beauty, but nobody wants to see or touch his shit covered dick, okay? His dick is consistently covered in his own shit. Nobody wants to touch that.
I'll be happy if I can throw out my diapers. I was allowed to throw out my medications. I should be allowed to throw out my diapers.
11:05 p.m. January 2nd, 2024. Andy had a plan calling the police again because he can't get his spoiled, rotten way.
It is.
Sorry, Andy, but that's not how the world works.
He's making it up. It does. It does prove he does need extra assistance. Let's take a look at another one. Then we'll look at the one where he told police officers he had offed. I think he said he offed like 10 people and they didn't believe him. I think he went to the police station or something along those lines, told the officer he offed 10 people and they didn't believe him. Why? Because they're super familiar with him. The cop's like, okay, that's Andrew Ditch.
Throw out my diapers. I don't want help anymore because he said I used to do all this shit. So please
look at those clean diapers and those medications.
Obvious, Joe, a lot of
the waste.
Destroyed.
Yeah, I destroyed my medicines.
He opened
I
them
don't
up and
need
threw
them.
them
I
out.
don't need help.
So
Jesus.
I don't need your help.
It makes it
you
easy
said.
for me to get it out.
You said that I don't need help. I used to do this stuff all myself.
What are you
You're going to
twisting things
disturb
you
the
never said?
meeting because if you're misbehaving,
Yeah, Andy, I'm
uncontrollable
recording too.
crap.
Yeah, well, I want that thrown away. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't have autism. I fucking fake.
Good.
Can you please let me throw it out? It's my shit.
You're having a temper
Please,
tantrum,
I
Andy.
want
This
to
is
throw
not
it
a-
out. I
Something
don't
about
want to have autism anymore.
behavior.
Please. I don't want diapers anymore. Please. You're forcing me to do something I don't want because you're
Well,
hurting me.
Andy, if you wouldn't act like this,
Forcing me. What
Andy,
are you
if you didn't act
fucking
like this, we
saying?
wouldn't
I
have
know
this
I
problem.
can do this shit. I'm calling police.
Yeah, call him.
You're instigating me. And you're being allowed to do this to me. And I'm
No,
asking
we're
you
not
to
allowed
please
You're not
throw
allowed
it
to do
out.
this. You're right.
I don't want it anymore.
He pissed himself. Okay. I automatically noticed that there is a piss stain right by his crotch leaking down his. Okay. All right then.
Well, you don't have a choice in the matter when you misbehave like
I
this.
don't want
we have
them
to do what we
anymore,
have to do.
please. It's my stuff, please. You say I don't need it, please.
Well, please, you're so out of control. It's
How
not
many
even
weeks
funny.
is calling?
Unacceptable
I'm
behavior.
asking for help, please, my dad. He's taking my
He does need the
my
nappies,
autism
so why did he
out of
throw
the
them away?
garbage.
Daddy needs
I
to go
don't
now.
want
Watch
it
the
anymore. I
motorcycle
want to
outside.
throw it away because my dad and brother has been saying I don't have autism. I could do all these things. I don't need any help. I don't want my diapers anymore. I want my dad to be happy
Clearly, he needs them this time since he just pissed himself.
to throw it away, and he's still confusing me. Why do I need this stuff if I don't have if I have autism? Why do I need it if I don't have autism? Why do I not need it if I don't have autism?
Yeah, why am I holding the garbage for?
I'm not a fucking baby.
I gotta get the garbage.
I want to throw them out.
Joey, we'll let you in a minute.
I want to throw it
Ooh, Debs.
Please. He's forcing me to keep them. I don't want my diaper. I don't want any freaking. He's okay. I'm not understanding things. Daddy's confusing me. Okay, thanks.
This will be the third time that a
Must
police
be happy,
officer
Dad.
coming over.
I don't want
Today.
my diapers.
3 times
I
in
don't
one
want
day.
them
is
because I don't have
Wednesday,
autism.
January 3rd at 12:28 in the morning.
All right. Let's wrap this up. I did promise one. Where is it? Oh yeah, I got it. It's right here. So here is one of the ones. Maybe I'll just the audio. Should I just play the audio, or should I play the officer stuff like when the cops show up? I'll just play the audio. Let me just play the audio. Yeah, I think you guys should be fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna play the audio, the Andra Ditch call. Actually, no. You know what? Let's just do it this way.
Right? Yes. You can arrest me now. I killed 10 people, right?
Nope, I didn't have to have witnesses and evidence.
There's unclaimed murders. You can arrest me now.
I'm good.
What's your name, sir? Because you're violating the court order of investigating murders. I was on the east side.
Why isn't
I
anybody
was on the
believing
east
him?
side, sir. You're good. Okay, so I'm free to go? Okay, fine. Putting this on YouTube, sir.
Okay, the man just confessed to multiple murders. Why are we letting him go? Let's hear this again and we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you people for hanging out with me.
Officer, right?
Yes.
You can arrest me now. I killed 10 people, right?
Nope, I didn't have to have witnesses and evidence.
There's unclaimed murders. You can arrest me now.
I'm good.
What's your name, sir? Because you're violating the court order of investigating murders. I was on the east side. I was on the east side, sir. You're good. Okay, so I'm free to go? Okay, fine. Putting this on YouTube, sir.
And that is Andrew Ditch for you people. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Really appreciate you. Smash the like button and everything. Take care of yourselves. Have a great one. Have a great day. Debs, I guess you'll tell us how things go, but congratulations to you and your daughter. Thanks, Marie. Thanks, Luke. Thanks, Debs, Beatus, Beauty, and everybody else that was here. Appreciate every single one. Yeah, take care.